Hey everybody, thanks for coming back to the channel. And if this is your first time here, my name is Chris. I do tech reviews, full self-drive videos, obviously not with this just yet, but looks like they're testing the Cybertruck with some LiDAR in California, so maybe we'll get that real soon. It's supposed to be with FSD 12.5, so looking forward to that. But I do FSD videos in my Model 3 and my Model Y, and I do some other stuff from time to time. But people are here for the FSD. This is a little bit different. Today I just want to do a quick video about some changes that Maryland has brought to the way that cars are registered. So here in Maryland, every 2 years you re-register your car, or you redo your registration. And it usually costs about I think it's like $130 or something like that for the 2-year registration. However, they're increasing the price significantly. So as of July 1st, 2024, there are new rules for how much it costs for different vehicles. And then there's also an additional cost for EV owners. So we're going to go through and talk. I have all my notes here because it's a lot. So first off, for vehicles up to 3,500 pounds, that will cost $110.50 annually, or $221 for 2 years. And then for vehicles between 3,501 to 3,700 pounds, the fee is $120.50, or $241 for 2 years. And then these are for passenger vehicles, so like a Model 3, a Camry, an Audi A5 or something like that. Vehicles weighing over 3,700 pounds, which is basically where all the EVs will be, that'll be $161.50 annually, or $323 for 2 years. And I'm going to have a graphic somewhere over here. In fact, I'll move over to make room for that graphic. So then, for example, a Toyota Camry, that weighs about 3,400 pounds. That'll be the $110.50, or $221 for 2 years. But like a Model 3, a Model Y, they both weigh about 4,000 pounds. So that's going to go up to the highest category of passenger vehicle, or $323 for 2 years. $161.50 annually. So now, for the first time, you can actually register your car for 1 year at a time. So if you don't want to pay that $323, you can just do the 1 year at a time. And then there's also different classes of trucks. So like my Cybertruck is a Class E passenger vehicle. That is a up to 7,000 pounds will cost $161.50, or $323 for 2 years, just like the heaviest passenger vehicles. So if you have a pickup truck, F-150, Ram 1500, the Silverado and stuff like that, Cybertruck, Rivian, they all weigh a little bit less than 7,000 pounds. 323. Anything above that, from 7,001 to 10,000 pounds, so think Hummer EV is 9,000 some odd pounds, that'll be $201.50 annually, or $403 for 2 years. So then when you compare that to, like I said, you've compared it to like a Ford Raptor or a Hummer EV, it's either the same or just a little bit less, depending on the weight of the vehicle. And then on top of that, on top of these increased costs, because these are significant increases in the 2-year registration cost, there's also per EV. So we have 3 EVs, the Model 3, Model Y, and the Cybertruck. Per EV in the state of Maryland, now for every 2-year registration, you have a $250 additional surcharge. So if we do the math on that, it's a significant amount of money. So like for the Cybertruck here, that's going to cost $323 for the 2-year registration, and then with a $250 surcharge, it's $573. Both my Model 3 and my Model Y are in the same category, same price category. So that's $573 for each one of those. That's over $1,600. That's a considerable change from the previous cost that would be, maybe $400 total. So it is a massive increase in price. Now, what is this and why are they doing it? Well, it's part of the Budget Reconciliation Act of 2024. And they're doing this specifically to increase the amount of money they have available to do road repairs and infrastructure for transportation, as well as some healthcare related costs. So the $250 surcharge specifically targets EVs because, well, I don't pay a road charge, a road tax. When I go and I fill up my truck in my garage, I'm not paying a road tax back to the state. So they're trying to recoup the road tax that EVs are, until recently, skipping out on. We're not paying road taxes when we charge our vehicles. So this is going to bring money back to the state. Now, for everybody, does it even out? I would argue, just like if you have a gasoline vehicle and you only drive 10 miles a day, you're not paying as much road tax as the next guy. So if you have an EV and you're only driving 10 miles a day, now you're paying more road tax than the same amount of miles being driven by that gasoline vehicle. So it doesn't really even out 100%, but there are far fewer EVs yet than there are gasoline powered cars. So give and take, I suppose. But that's pretty much the meat of it. So I'm not thrilled that I'm going to be spending quite a bit more money to re-register our cars every couple of years. But at the same time, I do like to support the fact that we have really good roads here in Maryland, and we are going to have even better roads, hopefully, if we continue to improve the monies available for those projects, I should say. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. I know that's not exactly relevant to everybody, but I would say that in a lot of states, a lot of places are going to this type of model where they're going to say, these vehicles cost more to put on the road, so we're going to charge them, more money to put infrastructure back up to where it needs to be. So give and take, I suppose. It still costs far less to drive even even though it's a massive expensive vehicle, it still costs far less to drive this day to day than it would for me to have, say a 1500 or something like that. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. And again, if you have any questions, comments, whatever, let me know. I'll answer whatever I can. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just, relaying this information. I know that a lot of you guys are all over the country, sometimes all over the world. So it's not really relevant to everybody, but like I said, I think this is going to start rolling out to a lot of places where you're going to see these EV specific fees and then the weight-based registration. So that's it, and have a great day.